97.3. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue. Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue.
Oh, flex. Buckle up and join the best. Let's succeed, relieve your stress. So yes, let the music soothe your soul and keep it going just to refresh. Buckle and enjoy the ride from 2 to the half of the 5. Mondays to Fridays happening live. Where we gon' have a ball, you can text your guys. Let me tell you what you really gotta do. You can count on us, we come through. We got everything you need, that's true. Are you ready for the Traffic Avenue? Let me tell you what you really gotta do. You can count on us, we come through. We got everything you need, that's true. An applause for the Traffic Avenue.
Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue. Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, Traffic Avenue. Oh yeah.
News, unparalleled coverage. City News on 97.3 FM.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
City News.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studios here at number 11, Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka in Accra. My name is Selom Adonu. Tonight I'm here with
Eno Safo.
Coming up over the next 90 minutes, the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation risks collapsing following government's indebtedness to it, says the Public Interest and Accountability Committee, PIAC. We'll find out why PIAC is making this ominous forecast of the National Oil Company. Also on Eyewitness News, government launches performance tracker to facilitate citizens' ability to follow achievements and promises made. How different is this from a similar one designed and launched in 2020? Is this a vote-catching tool? We will find out. Still on Eyewitness News, Citi FM, Citi TV builds state-of-the-art health center for Mepe and also a staff bungalow at the same place in the North Tong constituency as part of the station's efforts at alleviating the hardships suffered by areas affected by the Akosombo Dam spillage last year.
Based on the help offered to us by the Ghana Chamber of Mines, we were able to put up the health center. So I'll take this opportunity to thank the chiefs once again and the leadership.
All right, so stay with 97.3 Citi FM for more on this and other stories on Eyewitness News. And in business,
Food and transportation push inflation for March 2024 to rise sharply to hit 25.8%.
There's more in business in the next 50 minutes. Eyewitness News is live across the country on all our affiliates and around the globe at citynewsroom.com. In the Western region, we are on Adriampa 100.7 FM in Takwa, Beach 105.5 FM in Takrady, and Sky Power 93.5 FM also in Takrady. In the Bono region, we're on Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyani. In the Ashanti region, Focus 94.3 FM in Kumasi, and Orange 107.9 FM also in Kumasi. In the Volta region, Revival 99.3 FM in Tajevu, VOV Radio 95.7 in Hohoi. In the Northern region, Radio Bimbila 91.9 megahertz. Upper East Quality 88.7 FM in Garu, and also Tongsong 97.3 FM in Wa, and Jirapa 96.1 FM, both in the Upper West region. Your comments are welcome via our WhatsApp line 0549 986 996. You can follow me on X, formerly Twitter, at Selom Adunu. The hashtag, as always, City Newsroom. Eno has our very first story.
The survival of the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation could come under threat as the government's indebtedness to the corporation continues to pile up. As at the end of 2022, government owes the GNPC to a tune of $1.14 billion. The amount represents payments made on behalf of the government and SOEs, national and local projects, plus gas supplied to the Ghana National Gas Company Limited. This was captured in a report by the Public Interest and Accountability Committee titled The Role of GNPC in the Upstream Petroleum Industry, Challenges and Prospects.
PIAC highlights several critical issues facing GNPC. It raises red flags about the corporation's expenditures, which fall outside its core mandate and are constraining its ability to operate as a standalone commercial entity in the petroleum industry. These expenditures, according to PIAC, often made on behalf of the government and other agencies, are undermining GNPC's capacity to fulfill its primary responsibilities and contribute to its development. PIAC fears the corporation is subject to political capture, which often compels it to undertake quasi-fiscal expenditures and advances to other parastatals, which ordinarily should be the preserve of the central government. To address these challenges and ensure the sustainability of GNPC, PIAC recommends several measures. Firstly, PIAC wants GNPC to commit more funds to its mandate and development by desisting from making payments in favor of the government and its agencies, whilst calling for urgent action to retrieve funds owed to the corporation. PIAC also calls on GNPC to desist from the practice where some agencies approach it to fund their programs and projects. PIAC is also warning of a possible collapse of GNPC after 2026 when it ceases to receive funding from the Petroleum Holding Fund. PIAC's recommendations underscore the need for GNPC to operate as a financially sustainable and independent entity within the petroleum industry with a focus on fulfilling its core mandate and promoting its long-term viability.
That was a News Desk report by City Business News' Ni Latte.
Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Let's go to the phone lines and speak to PIAC, the Public Interest and Accountability Committee's coordinator, Isaac Jomna. Hello, good evening, sir. Welcome to Eyewitness News. This is such an ominous forecast you have made of the National Oil Company. Can you break down for us what exactly you meant by government is indebted to the State Oil Company to the tune of some 1.14 billion Ghana cedis?
Right. Good evening to your listeners and good evening to yourselves. Thanks for the opportunity. So the Public Interest and Accountability Committee, after the publication of its statutory report, chooses to highlight some pertinent issues that arise from the report. And from the 2022 annual report, it chose to focus on the National Oil Company, the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation. Now, the issue on hand being discussed relates to the indebtedness of the state and other government agencies to the National Oil Company. Now, the total amount of $1.14 billion US being referred to spans from 2011-12 all the way to 2022. If you look at the breakdown, some of them are projects that have been funded by the National Oil Company already. For example, the gas enclave roads to the tune of about $124.66 million US relate to road projects of roads in the gas enclave. These are roads that would, according to GNPC, facilitate the evacuation of gas in trucks in the enclave. So these are projects that have been paid off already. But the committee is of the view that these are should be central government funded projects, not projects of the National Oil Company. So to the extent that the National Oil Company has paid for them, it is a responsibility on central government to refund the money to the National Oil Company so that it uses that on its core mandate of petroleum exploration, development, production to increase the revenue that comes to the state from upstream petroleum operations. So just a typical example of expenditures that have already been incurred and paid for. There are some that relate to guarantees that the corporation has made for state-owned enterprises, projects that are purely government projects. Let me give another example. The legal battle that the state had with La Côte d'Ivoire on the maritime boundary relating to the 10 project was funded from GNPC's allocations to GNPC. The committee is of the view that this was a legal battle between two sovereign states, Ghana and La Côte d'Ivoire. So to this extent, it should rather be the state paying for the cost of the litigation and not the National Oil Company. Even though this has been paid for, the committee is of the view that the money spent on the litigation should be refunded to the National Oil Company to better position it to be able to fulfill its mandate as provided for in PNDC Law 64. So it is not entirely monies outstanding in the sense of monies owed to SOEs in the sense, but monies that have been spent on projects which the committee is of the view that they should be central government projects that should be paid by the central government and not be paid by the National Oil Company. So it is from this backdrop that the committee makes the finding it makes and then the recommendations to deal with the findings made.
So is it a case that if these monies you talk about expended on behalf of the government, if these monies are not refunded to the National Oil Company, the company will collapse after 2026? Or you are saying that if the trend continues, then the company may collapse? Which is really the point? Okay, so the committee makes reference to a provision in the Petroleum Revenue Management Act, which says that, according to the PRMA, not more than 55% of net carried and participating interest is to be given to the National Oil Company for two levels of funds. Level A, which relates to cash calls and operations in the three producing fields, and then level B, which relates to GNPC's operations as an entity. Now, the PRMA provides that from 2011, 15 years from 2011, this allocation is to continue, and that in the 15th year, this provision will be reviewed. So it could be reviewed
not to be continued, to be discontinued. And the committee's concern is that should the decision be that this allocation will not be continued, especially the one relating to level B. Because as for the level A, as long as the state is a partner in the 3 producing fields, it will have to fulfill its obligations. But with regard to the level B allocations, if this allocations to the national oil company should be discontinued, the corporation will not be well positioned financially to be able to play its NOC role, especially in light of the energy transition discussions, which seem to divert investments from upstream petroleum space. National companies will be called upon to play a critical role in the exploitation of oil and gas resources of nations for them to be able to benefit therefrom. Particularly for Ghana, petrol revenue contributes on the average about 7.5 to 8% of total government revenue. So it means that petrol revenue has a significant contribution to make to the development of the nation. And so the national oil company should be better positioned to be able to play its role in order that petrol revenue will continue to play its role in the economy as it is doing now, and even expected to do better.
I see. In terms of the some of the expenditures made in the past, you have referred to. So, for example, roads in the gas enclave areas. We've seen similar things in cocoa growing areas where we call these roads the cocoa roads. It's not a difficult situation because you have a rural area. There's a resource there, or the NOC is seeing a place there to develop or to do something there. For example, like the Etuabo area. Now, the infrastructure needed to facilitate their work must be ordinarily provided by government. Here's a case: government is not in a position to do it in the short to medium term. So if the NOC has money or GMPC has money to do it, that is fine. Asking government to refund that, I'm not sure how that is going to be in the face of the current economic challenges that we have. So, and they need the infrastructure to be able to do their work as well.
Well, that is an interesting point to make, and it would make sense, to make this argument. But the other side is that these are also quasi-fiscal expenditures, which are not expected to be made by national oil companies. In fact, if you look at international standards of extractive industry resources and their management and the protocols that relate to them, a lot of national oil companies are staying away from these expenditures to give room for central government to do these projects. I say that not oblivious of the fact that these projects relate very directly to the operations of a national oil company. But it still does not take anything away from the fact that these are supposed to be central government projects. And if we should allow things to continue like that, then the national oil company will become such a colossal body that will get so powerful to the point that citizens will look up to the national oil company to do development for citizens rather than for central government. So the responsibility of these projects is on central government rather than these state-owned enterprises, not only GMPC, but for PIAC, GMPC, because of our mandate. So much as it is, pardon my language, a very convenient argument to make about the national company doing these investments and extrapolating to affect Ghana Cocoa Board and cocoa roads and things like that, the expectation is that the national company will focus its resources on its mandate. Don't forget that the national company receives petroleum revenue allocated from the revenue that comes to the state. It may be different from the cocoa board situation. Plus, the cocoa is a renewable resource, so we have the opportunity to regenerate it. Petroleum is not a renewable resource, and so its management has different principles that must be applied so that when the resource runs out, we'll be able to look back and point to projects and programs that will bring ripple effects, positive ones on the economy, and will be the benefits that will be lasting on the economy.
I see. But have you engaged the management of GNPC on these and the recommendations that you have, apart from making the publications?
PIAC is in engagement with GNPC. Last December, we had a bilateral engagement with GNPC, and the engagement continues. I think earlier last month, in the month of March, the committee engaged GNPC. So we don't make these recommendations because there is lack of engagement between PIAC and GNPC. We make these recommendations public because PIAC is a public institution, a citizen-led institution that owes a duty to the public. And because the resource belongs to the public, it owes the public the duty to report to it from time to time so that the public gets to know what is going on. But there is constant engagement between PIAC and GNPC, and it's expected to continue.
I see. Notwithstanding the difficulties that this may pose, speaking from a PIAC point of view, will you say that the NOC or the GNPC has defaulted in any of its mandates of exploration, development, production, etc., of the oil resource? Is it a thing you can say, even in terms of cash calls upon it, in terms of the exploration or the production in the various fields? Has there been any circumstance where the national oil company has defaulted on any of its mandates?
Well, in the situations where there has been a default, the corporation has explained that it was a choice the corporation made, especially on the Sankofa Jinyame field. The petroleum agreement allows that the corporation would compare meeting the cash calls or defaulting and letting the operator lift on its behalf so that the revenue that proceeds from the lifting is used to offset whatever there is in terms of the cash call. So there have been one or two. I think these have been raised in the PIAC report. But for PIAC, it is not just about cash calls not being met. It's about better positioning the national oil company to be able to play a more strategic role in the environment of energy transition, in the environment where investments are going away from the industry. So the need for national oil companies the world over to better position themselves to now take over the role that international oil companies are now playing, so that the resources that have been blessed these nations will be of benefit to the nation.
I see. Thank you so much, Isaac Jamina, coordinator at the Public Interest and Accountability Committee, PIAC. Thanks so much for speaking to us on the observations that you have made in respect of the future of the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation. Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We'll take a short break. When we return, we'll tell you why government has launched a performance tracker. Don't go away.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
KB, yo. Hey, KB, aka Kubeboga, now drives a Bugatti. He can even travel by road from Accra to London. Oh, wow. KB's source of wealth is agriculture. Yes, coconut business. After losing his bank job, he started supplying coconuts at events. Now, he owns large coconut plantations and employs many young people. Charlie, we all need to trust the process, because hope days.
There has never been a better time to enter into agribusiness. Take a bold step today with the Ghana Grows program, because every step pays. Ejuma Wokrom, Ghana Grows, Hope Day, an initiative of the MasterCard Foundation in partnership with Springboard Roadshow Foundation and Limehouse.
You Papa see that? And it's Rikiti car. Hey, Papa!
Bobo, so how's your engine now?
It is half man, half amazing. Thanks to Cause and you can feel better energy. Can't touch this. Actually,
Guys, so Sancho's engine just died like that?
Yes, so somebody managed to convince him that there is a better engine oil than Quartz, and he switched.
Sancho Panzapa. Now, which engine oil can be better than Quartz?
No other, my guy. Quartz with its age-resistant technology, it keeps your engine younger for longer.
Now you know. Have you guys seen the new bottle design? It's superb. Quartz 9000 from Total Energies there improves fuel efficiency.
Why do you think Mr. Mane and Logoso have taken the Quartz Nation movement World Cup like that? Sorry. Chairman Omani. Chairman. Hey,
Quartz. Keep your engine younger for longer.
In a world where technology shapes the future, education becomes our most powerful tool. At the Anglican University College of Technology, we are not just teaching students, we are shaping innovators, pioneers, and leaders. This is why we are launching the Anglican University College of Technology Endowments Fund under the distinguished patronage of the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and the Primate of the Church of the Province of West Africa and the Archbishop of the Internal Province of Ghana, Most Reverend Dr. Cyril Kobina Ben Smith. Join us on Friday, the 12th of April 2024 at 7 p.m. prompt at the Accra International Conference Center as we launch an endowment fund that will provide scholarships for talented students who dream of pursuing a career in technology, fund research initiatives, equip our facilities with the latest tools and technology, and create an environment where ideas flourish and dreams become reality, and also empower our students to become exemplary leaders. This function is open to all corporate bodies, philanthropists, and benevolent individuals. With your support, we can ensure that our students have access to the resources they need to excel. For sponsorship, contributions, or donations, contact the registrar on 0202 541 461 or send an email to registrar@angutech.edu.gh. Angutech, excellence, innovation, service.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. The Member of Parliament for Ho West, Emmanuel Bedra, is opposing any form of mining in his constituency. The government is considering giving the Kalakpa Game Forest Reserve to a private company to start prospecting for lithium. The chiefs and people of Abutia have also raised red flags indicating their unwillingness to hand over the over 32,000 hectares of the forest reserve for lithium mining. Speaking to City News, the MP explained that there has been no consultation with the custodians of the land and has since filed a question in Parliament seeking answers from the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources.
Ghana, we have everything. We have cocoa, we have gold, we have bauxite, name it, even oil. What have we achieved? Aren't we holding cap in our hands going to World Bank, IMF, begging for money? Why do we have to destroy our natural resources? If we can feed ourselves through our own land, through our own vegetation, produce for ourselves, I don't think we need anybody to support us, or we need anybody to come and destroy our vegetation. So for me personally, this is a personal view, I don't think that it is proper for us to destroy our ecology. Look, I'm a member of Western Housing Committee that has the jurisdiction over the water resources. Do you know how much they spend in purifying water for it to have water to drink? Because somebody is destroying the water bodies. And do you know the metals that we have, people drink, that is causing death, cancer, and so on and so forth, the health hazard. And we want to continue mining, not in Akalak, but they can go somewhere else, not in Voda region, not in my constituency.
You heard Member of Parliament for Ho West, Emmanuel Bedra. Now, the Executive Director of the African Centre for Health, Thomas Anaba, is advocating for a special allocation of funds toward the clearance of medical supplies. Medical supplies donated by the Global Fund have been held at the Tema port since July 2023 over import duties. Speaking on the City Breakfast Show, the Executive Director, Thomas Anaba, also revealed that there has been an increase in the cases of tuberculosis and malaria, as well as complications in HIV-related cases due to the delay in clearing the drugs. He emphasized these health crises are preventable with better financial preparedness from the government in the future.
It is affecting entire chain of people who fall sick of these diseases. I think Ghana has the statistics of how frequent, how many people get tuberculosis, malaria, get TB, and then HIV every year. This can be planned with some top-up percentage of an allowance of, say, 10%. Then we can budget for how much of these drugs we need. Then we'll contact Global Fund to see how much they can give us ahead of time. Then we can also budget for money to clear it at the port or a waiver to release it to enter into the port. So it's up to government to plan very well. Just like the vaccines, government has to plan. We are targeted. Look, there's no patient who is diagnosed of HIV and is not reported to the headquarters. There's no patient who is diagnosed of tuberculosis in Ghana. It's not reported to their tuberculosis headquarters. So the statistics is there for government to plan to get medicines to provide to these people ahead of time. So there shouldn't be any excuse that there wasn't money ready or there wasn't a waiver ready to allow the goods to be cleared at the port. Government only failed to work.
That was the Executive Director of the African Center for Health, Thomas Anaba. Now, governance specialist Professor Bafo Ajimandria has criticized the wording of a letter from the Office of the President relieving the SNIT boss of his role. The President terminated the appointment of the Director General of the Social Security and National Insurance Trust, Dr. John Ofori-Tinkran, and instructed him to hand over to Kofi Bosompim Osafo-Maafo by Monday, April 15. In an interview with City News, Professor Bafo Ajimandria says the order for the former SNIT boss to hand over within a few days smacks of a military rule.
And all of a sudden, without the boss' knowledge, the leader is dismissed. It throws the whole company, in this case, it throws it ajar. I mean, it will be disoriented for a while. You see, so if the board were aware of these coming changes, maybe some months or weeks ago, I'm sure the board will have met to make sure that the change to be smooth. Right now, when you are ordered to hand over in 4 days or so to somebody else, how such a huge corporation, how do you just prepare your handover notes and make sure everything is in order before you hand over? It's impossible, see, because SNIT is not a one-man company or one-man shop where you can simply call your son and hand over. This is a mammoth financial institution with investments all across the country. So if giving somebody marching orders in 4 days, for me, as I say, it's marks of a military rule. And we are not under military rule. I think things must be done with some finesse, not these kinds of arbitrariness.
Professor Ajimandria is further calling for a constitutional review to control the president's powers to appoint and revoke appointments.
The constitution that we always talk about, that has given a president these extensive powers to appoint and to give no explanation for why he appoints and therefore why he fires. So if we as a people we are not very satisfied with the way these powers are exercised, then this whole movement to reform the constitution for me becomes very, very pertinent. Because without reforming the constitution and trimming the excessive powers of a president to appoint and disappoint and move people around and all, if these things are done in the larger interest of the country, there's no problem with that. But this is a situation where I think a lot of people are questioning the rationale or the motive for making these important appointments and changes a few months to the end of the tenure of the president. So for me, the critical question is whether we should continue with a constitution that gives the president unrestrained powers.
Professor Bafo Ajimandua is a governance specialist. Now, the management of the Komfonochi Teaching Hospital has welcomed the latest intervention by the Ministry of Finance to help clear the over 1.7 million in duties for products meant for the Heal Komfonochi project. The initiative suffered a major setback as a consignment of imported tiles meant for the project was locked up at the port due to import duties. The Heal Komfonochi project was launched by the Asante Hine in collaboration with management of the hospital to raise over $10 million to renovate the over 70-year-old hospital. Speaking to City News on the development, the public relations officer for the Komfonochi Teaching Hospital, Kwame Frimpong, said the timely intervention by the Finance Ministry will go a long way in ensuring the completion of the project.
My boss has confirmed that the Ministry of Finance has been in touch to indicate that the ministry is going to absorb the cost of carrying the 10 containers of tile for the Komfonochi renovation project. And so the Heal Komfonochi project will not have to pay for the duty and then the clearance, because the Ministry of Finance is going to absorb that cost. The management is most grateful to the ministry for its timely intervention, because it was going to more or less affect the budget for the execution of the project, given that the expectation was that we could clear the items meant for the project under the waiver arrangement. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. So what it meant was that cost will have to be absorbed as part of the project budget, and that was going to be very difficult.
You heard the Public Relations Officer for the Komfonochi Teaching Hospital, Kwame Frimpong.
Now, the leadership of the Graduate Students Association of Ghana, GRASAG, has issued a one-week ultimatum to the government demanding the payment of research support grants, commonly known as bursaries, which are owed them. The association earlier this year expressed concerns over the 3-year delay in the disbursements of funds. During a press briefing in Accra, President of the University of Ghana chapter for GRASAG, Claudius Angsona, highlighted the adverse impact of the delay on numerous graduate students' activities. He warned that a demonstration exercise will be inevitable if their concerns are not addressed properly. Claudius joins us on the line to help us appreciate really their position better. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Eyewitness News. How much is this graduate support grant or the research support grant that government is defaulted in paying you?
Thank you, and good evening to all Channels listeners. I'm Claudius Ansuguna, the GRASAG president for the University of Ghana. We have categories of graduate students. We have the MBA students and the MSc students. We have MPhil students and PhD students. So the MBA and MSc students are taking 420 Ghana cedi a year. That is for the first year to conduct research. And in their second year, they take 550 Ghana. Then the MPhil students also take 420 Ghana first year, and they take 670 Ghana in the second year. PhDs take 420 Ghana in the first year, 870 Ghana in the third year, and then 420 Ghana again in the third year. Fourth-year PhD students are not given any support, or they don't get any support from the government. So far, this is the rundown, the breakdown of the amount or the expected amount we are supposed to receive from government, or the grants or the support we have been getting from the government for the past years before this. Before this last 3 years that we haven't been paid.
420 Ghana cedis as research grant. But what can this do? And to demonstrate, because of 420 Ghana cedis, I thought you would actually be moving for the figure or the amount to be increased. 420 Ghana cedis. What can this do? Even photocopies, binding, etc. I'm not even sure this will be enough. 420 Ghana cedis a year, which means about 40 or less cedis a month. What can you do for a graduate student?
Yes, please. The press conference organized today was for both disbursement, that is paying the bursary, and an increment. We are against the figure. We are against the amount we have been paid for the past years now. So we are moving for payment of the bursary, and we are moving for an increment because it is not sufficient. It is not enough to support graduate students. PhD candidates use most of the time over 30,000 or 40,000 for research. So that giving a PhD candidate 420 Ghana, 870 Ghana to conduct research. It's like you're not even supporting the graduate students in the country. So even with this, we are not even paid for 3 good years now. It wasn't like this. This wasn't the situation before this current government. But we don't know why they are delaying. So right now, even with this small amount, we're not even getting it. You get it. But now we are moving for even increment, not just the payment. So we are even again, if we are paying the 420 Ghana cedis, we will still demonstrate. We will not accept this. Because the thing is, nursing trainees were given 400 Ghana cedis in a month to motivate them to study. Then you are giving a nursing trainee teacher who is at the university to pursue MPhil or PhD to go, and go back there to be a lecturer, 420 Ghana cedis to conduct research, and go back there to teach a student that you are giving 400 Ghana cedis in a month. It's a work logic. So we are pushing for both increment and early disbursement of the bursary. But we are not accepting 400 Ghana cedis again as graduate students. Unless the government, or unless this current government says that he or they don't prioritize graduate education in this country, so that we will know that this current government don't prioritize graduate education. All what they prioritize is to lure or to get students or to promise students. You have given, you have promised or budgeted 337 million Ghana cedis to purchase tablets for senior high school students. But at the end, the senior school products will go back to the university, they will go back to the colleges, and there is the product of the graduate student that will lecture that particular student at the tertiary level. So if you are giving them tablets, you are telling now that the tablets at the end will be the lecturers when they move to the tertiary institution. So these are all the things we are not saying it's a bad thing, but then once you are improving one sector, improve all. Tablets alone cannot help a senior school graduate after he or she gain admission to the tertiary institution. That person needs a lecturer to mentor him or her, or to guide him or her to become a successful student. So we are pushing for both increment and we are pushing for early disbursement.
I see. But what impact, negative impact could government's failure to pay you these 420 cedis have on your research? Because the understanding is that research is quite a capital intensive, or could be a capital intensive endeavor. So if you are footing it yourself, what difference will 420 cedis make to your project work or to your research project?
Yes, we are coming from different backgrounds. Even 100 Ghana cedis makes some students defer their programs. Defer, and if 100 Ghana cedis, 50 Ghana cedis, we are coming from different backgrounds. Some may see, as you just stated, 400 Ghana cedis to be nothing. It's very big, or it's a huge amount to another person somewhere. I am the Newsroom of Ghana here in Accra. I say that it's nothing, but maybe someone down there at the University for Development Studies or UBITS or any other university will see 400 Ghana cedis to be something that can help that particular person to even bind his or her thesis, or to go to print his or her questionnaires and go to the field and collect data. You get it. Students are defending their course over 400, 300 Ghana cedis, 200 Ghana cedis because they are not having the money to make payment. So no matter how little it is, but we believe that it will go a long way to help some, if not all the graduate students, but most of the graduate students. Give me 870 Ghana cedis to a second-year PhD candidate. I'm telling you, here in Accra, it may not be enough. But then if you go to other part of the country, it will help somebody. The 870 Ghana cedis, maybe someone pays a school fees of maybe 5,000 or 6,000, and you have given 850 Ghana cedis to that person. In one way or the other, the money will help. In some places, 850 Ghana cedis can be used to pay for accommodation, depending on where you are in the country. So no matter how small it is, we still appreciate that even if this amount was given on time, it will still help a good number of graduate students. You get it. There are a lot of students, as I said, deferring their programs because they cannot complete payment. There are a lot of students who are deferring their program because they don't have any little support to make progress with regards to their research. So if you are giving at least this small amount we're giving, then maybe we are assured of increment. At least it's a step in the right direction. But even though this money is not given, and then senior high school students, other bodies are day in, day out, they keep promising them while neglecting what will help this country to develop. Because graduate research is not just for academic purpose alone. It goes a long way to develop this country.
Yes.
We have health institutions here. There are a lot of research that have been conducted by students and have been implemented by the health institutions. We have diseases, outbreaks of diseases. People research for a health institution to know that within this particular area of within this particular community, these people are suffering from A or B.
Yes.
Through the research of a student, you get to know this. So if the government understands and know that our research of relevance, no one even need to inform or inform him to hold graduate students dear to his heart.
Very well. I'm sure they know. But I'm curious to know, how does it work? Is it that once you become a graduate student, automatically you are entitled to this grant, or you have to apply and go through a process to qualify you to receive this grant?
once you are a graduate student, once you are a Ghanaian graduate student, we have foreign students here. Foreign students are not qualified. Once you are a Ghanaian graduate student here in the country, you are qualified. But you have to apply, and once you apply, automatically you are given. I'm a PhD student. When I was doing my master's, automatically once you apply everything and then you give the required information, automatically you are given the amount. No interview, because you are a graduate student. And if you don't meet the requirement of any institution in this country, you will not be admitted. So there's no way for you to be assessed before you are given grants to go and conduct research. And you can also complete your program of study if you don't conduct research as a graduate student. So once you are a Ghanaian graduate student, automatically you are qualified to be given support or given this by government.
But how many are you graduate students who conduct research? Because I know some of the courses are taught, others too are research-based. And I'm sure that the research grant, as the name suggests, only applies to those who undertake research and not those who just take taught courses.
Yes, I can say 80 to 85% of graduate students, or even 90%, conduct research. Even the MA students, people will say I can't even say 100% because we have two categories of research. Some of the research, some do project work, and some do write long essays or dissertations, and some of them don't go for external marking. Some goes for external marking, but then students will spend money conducting the research. They all go out to conduct. To administer questionnaires or interview participants to gather information. So in one way or the other, every student conducts research. Just that some of the research are marked internally. But those doing MPhil and PhD, and even some of the MScs, their research work goes outside, their immediate universities to be marked by external supervisors. That is the difference. If not, every graduate student conduct research.
All right. So a final one. Have you engaged? So who pays the money? Is it the scholarship secretariat? Is it the ministry? Is it the school? Who pays the money? And have you engaged that authority?
Yes, please. Scholarship secretariat, they disburse the funds. But then we wrote to them to engage them. Dr. Kingsley ignored. He never called. Then the national president went there with a delegation, and they were told that they have not been given the money from central government. And then we inquired and we were told that the approval usually comes from the Jubilee House. So once the approval comes there and they're given that quota, then they can go ahead to disburse. For 3 good years now, so the Jubilee, there's nobody over there in the Jubilee House who knows that or who remembers that graduate students are in this country for 3 good years. You understand? So meaning the president is aware of this and he's sitting on the progress of this nation. He's sitting on the progress of graduate students because our research goes a long way to help the country. So if the approval comes from the Jubilee House, goes to the Scholarship Secretariat to make payment, and for 3 good years and they haven't given any approval, they haven't given any funds to disburse. Meaning it's a deliberate attempt from the highest office of this land not to prioritize graduate education.
All right. Thank you so much. Claudius Angsongna, who's the president of the University of Ghana chapter of the Graduate Students Association of Ghana, speaking to us on government's inability or failure to pay their research support grants. It says they take about 420 Ghana cedis a month as first years to assist them in conducting research. Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Some of your messages that have come through to us. John 9, Kofrida said, it is sad to hear this amount of research grant for graduate students and it's in arrears for years. Unbelievable for a government whose number one agenda is education. President Nadu and his Minister of Education should do something now. Brilliant Fahad Ibn Okujeto in Central Tong says it appears all state institutions and agencies such as GMPC, Cocoa Board are running into losses under Akufo-Addo and Bawumia. Then Akufo-Addo and his appointees have totally destroyed Ghana with debts. You say it's so sad. Xilex Dwayne in London says no long talk. This government is a failure. Jones Adoboy in La says, good evening, Salam. This Akufo-Addo Bawumia government has managed to collapse every sector of the economy, including the National Oil Company. The worst of all is you can't even pinpoint what they are using the monies for. Their so-called performance tracker is dead on arrival. Ghanaians are not angry enough, you say. Okuro Yaboa in Bremen, Benin says state-owned enterprises are better managed under this government than any other government. Again, no government has paid much attention to the labor force than this government. Let's trust the NPP government. New Dick from Accra says, Salom, please, I'm sad as a Ghanaian. Well, simplicity, just that. Fuseni Salifu Kaswazongo says, together we can develop this country. The government alone can't do it. Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We will take a short break, return, and do more. Don't go away.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
The government has officially launched a performance tracker aimed at ensuring transparency and accountability in the execution of infrastructural projects across the country. The platform is designed to address long-standing concerns about the accuracy and reliability of project presentations, particularly regarding the use of artistic impressions to depict outcomes. Launching the tracker on behalf of the government, the Minister of Works and Housing, Kojo Nkrumah, underscored the importance of upholding standards and delivering tangible results to the people.
In the year 2020, the Vice President of the Republic, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, led in the answering of this question by setting up at the time what we called the Delivery Tracker. And it was a platform that allowed us to account for all the projects, mostly the infrastructure projects that this administration had executed. But the question remains, from 2020 till now, what does my government do with my money? A lot of work has gone on, and that work is what has led us to what we call today the Performance Tracker, or what some will call the Tracker 2.0. The URL will read performancetracker.gov.gh. The Performance Tracker is, first of all, a database that showcases the performance of the government of Ghana, and it showcases it through the various projects that have been executed across the 261 districts. And this database has two interfaces. One is a website. So you can go onto that website, www.performancetracker.gov.gh, and you can access that database. The other is an app, and the least you can do is to navigate and be informed, so that when you get into that conversation with somebody, you can speak to facts that you yourself have verified on this particular app.
Kojo Nkrumah is the Minister of Works and Housing.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
There are some classy celebrations that call for whipping out your favorite China sets. Same goes for your luxury vehicle. Just any engine oil won't do. Premium understands premium best. The new Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP with carbon neutral properties is the one for your premium car. It's a fully synthetic motor oil designed using the Shell Pure Plus technology. Prevents dirt buildup with exceptional cleaning power, leaving your pistons cleaner than a whistle, up to 50% more than the industry standard, and gives you stronger, long-lasting engine performance. So, if you want your classic car to run smoothly like a Ferrari for years to come, use the Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP with carbon neutral properties. Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP, designed for ultimate engine performance.
Are you feeling tired after a hard day's work? Have you lost your appetite even for your favorite dish? Viral Blood Tonic is a nutritionally balanced, pleasant-tasting tonic fortified with iron and vitamins to boost your appetite and energy levels for high performance. Viral Blood Tonic, easy to take and good for the whole family. Viral from Danex Iting Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. This advert is FDA approved.
Ladies and gentlemen, Telecel is here!
Telecel. Connecting energies.
After a busy day at work, consumed by the responsibilities of work, family, church, etc., it's great to get home to a detailed and comprehensive coverage of the day's biggest stories, ensuring that all angles of the various news items are accurately and adequately covered. CNR seeks to leave no stone unturned to bring viewers the best in news reportage. Watch CNR for a comprehensive bulletin of the day's biggest stories at 8 p.m. every single day of the week, only on Citi TV.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
It's the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. City Business News. Be informed.
Time now for City Business News on Eyewitness News, brought to you by GCB Bank PLC. GCB Personal Loan, make that big move and dream a reality. My name is Eno Safa. Let's settle for the details. Inflation for the month of March has inched up, recording a rate of 25.8% from the 23.2% recorded in February 2024. This represents a 2.6 percentage point increase. According to the Consumer Price Index, estimates released by the Ghana Statistical Service on Wednesday, food inflation also surged from the 27.0% recorded in February to 29.6% for March. Non-food inflation for the month of March also stood at 22.6%. Here's government statistician Professor Samuel Kobnainim highlighting the rates for the period under review.
In the month of March 2024, rate of inflation stood at 25.8% year-on-year inflation relative to 23.2% recorded for the month of February 2024. This indicates that we have seen a surge in the rate of inflation by 2.6 percentage points, increasing from 23.2% to 25.8% for the month of March 2024. Disaggregating this from a food and a non-food perspective, rate of inflation for food was 29.6% relative to non-food 22.6%. Both food and non-food inflation have seen a 2.6 percentage increase in its rate of inflation between February and March 2024. From a locally produced item and an imported item perspective, we continue to see locally produced items recording a higher rate of inflation relative to imported items, as locally produced items recorded a rate of inflation of 26.6% relative to 23.8%. Both locally produced items and imported items have seen an increase in their rate of inflation between February and March 2024, but we've seen a much sharper increase in inflation for imported items, as inflation for imported items rose from 21.1% to 23.8%, indicating a 2.7 percentage point difference, as we saw a 2.0 percentage point difference for inflation on locally produced items.
Government statistician Professor Samuel Kobnenim speaking there. Now, the Institute of Economic Affairs is perturbed about the inactiveness of government to completely revive the operations of the near-defunct Tema oil refinery. IEA expressed fears about the country not being able to boast of a thriving local refinery, as well as government channeling its support behind the newly established Chinese-owned firm, Sentio Oil Refinery. Speaking to City Business News, the Director of Research at IEA, Dr. John Kwache, urged government to consider borrowing funds from external sources to restore operations of TOR.
I have been myself, I've been wondering why we abandon our own TOR, and rather supporting this private oil refinery. Why are we doing that? I don't get it. Because how much will it take to restore TOR to its full, production capacity? How much? Even if it will take money, a lot of money, you can borrow it because it is a viable process, company. So why don't you borrow whatever it is and then revive it and put expert people, managers in charge. Put expert managers in charge. Once they abandoned it and then rather supporting this private company, to be honest with you, I don't get it.
You heard the Director of Research at IEA, Dr. John Kwache. An economist, Professor Godfred Bokpan, is cautioning that Ghana's economy will suffer a major setback if its cocoa beans are banned on the global market. Industry players have raised concerns of a potential ban on cocoa beans from Ghana into the world market due to the increasing activities of illegal miners, which they insist is posing serious threats to the environment. Speaking to City Business News, Professor Bokpan called on the government to swiftly tackle the menace as the country risks losing substantial revenue.
Banning cocoa export from Ghana, we know the implications because it's a major source of revenue. It's also in terms of foreign exchange. In the next 10 years or so, Ghana will have to consider importing water. What else could be more serious than that? It goes beyond just banning Ghana's cocoa export. You can't assess Ghana's future today without significantly highlighting illegal mining and the threat to our very existence. We face existential threat. I don't think that we have a government, because the reason I'm saying so is that the concept of an economy, and also for purposes of balance of payment determination, refers to an area under the effective economic control of a single government. Government has lost control, largely. Otherwise, how can we allow something like this to happen?
That was an economist, Professor Godfred Bokpin. The Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana has criticized government's recent decision to approve the commercialization of 14 novel genetically modified products through the National Biosafety Authority. The association argues that this move will jeopardize Ghana's agricultural sector, making farmers dependent on multinational seed companies for seeds. The approved GM products, which include 8 maize and 6 soya bean varieties, follow the release of GM cowpea in 2022. In an interview with Citi Business News, Programs Officer of the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana, Charles Nyaba, stated that though there are challenges facing the sector, GMOs are not the solution to Ghana's agricultural challenges.
Farmers will always depend on them for seeds for production. These are Bayan, Syngenta, Blue Lima Green. They alone control about 50% of our food system. So for us, we think that the least our government can do is to rather empower our local scientists who are producing local seed variety of high standard. Today, if you travel to any part of Africa, Obatampa maize is one of the best maize in the continent. And in other countries, they don't even know that this maize variety are coming from Ghana. Why are our government not interested in promoting those ones? So we as an association are strongly against this, and we are going around educating our members never to subscribe to this deadly seeds that comes with a whole lot of implication on the environment, health, and our economy.
That was the Programs Officer of the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana, Charles Nyaba. That's all for City Business News on Eyewitness News. The business news on Eyewitness News is brought to you by GCB Bank PLC. GCB Personal Loan, make that big move and dream a reality. My name is Inu Safo. Up next is Point Blank.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
When you want to eat, just Momo it. Tired of the long queues in the supermarket? Pay with Momo. When you really want that beautiful new blouse, just Momo it. When you want to get a trim and get fresh to impress you know who, just Momo it. When you need to pay your utility bills and domestic staff, Shani Momo. When you want to send love to the family back home, send some Momo. Join the millions of MTN Momo users all over Ghana and live life the brighter way. So just Momo it. MTN.
There are some classy celebrations that calls for whipping out your favorite China sets. Same goes for your luxury vehicle. Just any engine oil won't do. Premium understands premium best. The new Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP with carbon neutral properties is the one for your premium car. It's a fully synthetic motor oil designed using the Shell Pure Plus technology. Prevents dirt buildup with exceptional cleaning power, leaving your pistons cleaner than a whistle, up to 50% more than the industry standard, and gives you stronger, long-lasting engine performance. So, if you want your classic car to run smoothly like a Ferrari for years to come, use the Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP with carbon neutral properties. Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP, designed for ultimate engine performance.
KB, aka Kube Boga.
now drives a Bugatti. He can even travel by road from Accra to London. Wow! KB's source of wealth is agriculture. Yes, coconut business. After losing his bank job, he started supplying coconuts at events. Now, he owns large coconut plantations and employs many young people. Charlie, we all need to trust the process, cause hope days.
There has never been a better time to enter into agribusiness. Take a bold step today with the Ghana Grows program because every step pays. Ejuma Wokrom, Ghana Grows, Hope Day, an initiative of the MasterCard Foundation in partnership with Springboard Roadshow Foundation and Limehouse.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Point blank, Citi FM City TV has commissioned yet one of 8 intervention facilities for communities ravaged by the Akosombo Dam spillage of last year. This time around, the station, in collaboration with the Ghana Chamber of Mines, has unveiled a state-of-the-art health center in Mefe, situated in the North Tongue constituency of the Volta region. Over 13,000 people were affected in the North Tongue district, and they have been eagerly awaiting and expecting support from government and benevolent organizations. In his address to the gathering, the managing director of Citi FM and Citi TV, Samuel Atamensa, expressed gratitude for the success of the project, attributing it to the unwavering support of listeners and the backing of traditional authorities.
We are happy to be here once again, and I can say a big thank you to the chiefs and elders of this land. We recognize that if you had not given us the space and the encouragement, we wouldn't be here today. We are only a media house. We are not into construction. Neither are we into anything that looks like what we see here. But one day, once upon a time, we woke up and there was disaster that has struck this country, and more than the numbers we had were affected. And this disaster has taken us to various parts of this country, from the north to the middle belt to the south. We've been through Eastern region, Greater Accra region, Volta region, Yape, Kusou, and all these places. We've been there delivering goodwill and hope and items to people. Nobody ever woke up one day to pray that there should be disaster, no. But you know, it is written that every man that is born of woman is of few days and full of troubles. and that's scripture. But nobody prays for trouble. And so when we saw that trouble had struck, we used our medium to encourage our listeners to provide the means so we can be of help. Indeed, this whole enterprise of helping, in fact, the action we took, I must admit, was prompted by the MC Umaru Sanda Amadou, because he directed us to a Suchare first. And we loaded our trucks and we got to a Suchare, not knowing that getting to a Suchare was going to actually become the beginning of our journey. And we ended up in Tokpo. That's where we started this whole thing. In fact, when I saw Dr. Felicia here, I almost vanished from my seat. And I must confess that when this thing happened, Dr. Felicia called me and said, look, where I am, it is very bad here. Get your people to come here. In fact, I didn't mind her. And so when I saw her, I wanted to dodge. So not until Dr. Jokoto and the team approached us. And truth is, by the time they approached us, we had run out of money because we had spread people. We don't spread. We had been everywhere. It got to a point when we noticed that, no, it's not just about giving people what they will eat. Because in Tokpo, a gentleman approached me and said to me that it's good that you are giving us food to eat. It's good that you are giving us all these things. But the problem is that when you are gone, we don't even have a place to keep them. Then we started thinking about shelter, which then took us to the dormitory buildings that we put up in Tokpo to start with. And then we put up another in Adan. We put up another in Pando. We put up the market in New Bakba. Just then, the Chamber of Mines came in and promised us a huge sum of money just when we were giving up. And at the same time, the regional health leadership had invited us. So we came here, and I announced boldly, because I was standing on something. They had promised us money. And then I told the chief and the people that it would take us 2.5 months to put up the building. Did it happen or not? Then let's collect the offering. So based on the help offered to us by the Ghana Chamber of Mines, we were able to put up the health center. So I'll take this opportunity to thank the chiefs once again and the leadership, the political leadership, and also to the member of parliament. You know, I always say that, Sami, you took the disaster to a new level. I don't know what that means. But you make leadership so attractive, I must say. And congratulations to you for your leadership role you have played. So we thank you. On this day, we are here to join hands with you, open the building, and then make it accessible, and then the next things will happen. Once again, I say thank you, and let me use the word again, Akbe.
From Citi TV, Samuel Atamensa, speaking at the event at Mefet today. Also, the president of the Ghana Chamber of Mines, Joshua Mototi, in his address expressed gratitude to Citi TV and Citi FM for leading the efforts by extending support to flood victims. He disclosed that the chamber is funding the construction of 2 sets of 10-unit toilet facilities for Mefet residents.
I'm extremely glad to be part of this occasion to inaugurate and hand over this wonderful project in support of the people of Mepe and surrounding areas. Today marks a significant milestone in our commitment to the well-being and prosperity of the local communities in Ghana. Members of the Ghana Chamber of Mines, particularly large-scale gold and manganese producers in the country, are happy to touch the lives of many beyond our mining communities. So Umaru was saying, why are we here? For us, it's about leaving enduring value to the communities. And the communities includes everyone, not just the place or the areas where we do our active mining. Founded in 1928, the Ghana Chamber of Mines is a private sector employers association that represents the interests of large-scale mining companies and firms involved in the value chain of the minerals and mining industry. Our mission is to represent the mining industry in Ghana using the resources and capabilities of our members to deliver services that address members, government, and community needs to enhance sustainable development. Hence, what we are here doing today is in fulfillment of using our resources and capabilities to address community needs. The Ghana Chamber of Mines recognizes the importance of investing in the health and welfare of our people and communities. We recognize that sustainable development goes beyond economic prosperity. It encompasses the holistic well-being of every individual. This health facility stands as a testament to our unwavering commitment to that belief. Citi FM, Citi TV, extensive reportage and initiatives on the unfortunate disaster occasioned by the spillage of the Akosombo Dam garnered a lot of sympathy and support for the welfare of the flood victims. We laud your efforts, Sam, in leveraging the media's convening power to pool resources to assuage and restore the way of life to normalcy in the shortest possible time. Well done. As announced earlier, our intervention focused on 4 key areas: sanitation, health, shelter, and ancillary relief items. So far, the Chamber has disbursed $1.5 million cedis towards the construction of this facility. This health facility is more than just bricks and mortar. It is a beacon of hope for those in need, a sanctuary for healing, and a symbol of our collective resolve to build a better, healthy future for the people of this community. I'm happy to announce that beyond the fiscal infrastructure, our commitment does not end here. The Ghana Chamber of Mines will continue to work with the relevant stakeholders, including the Honorable MP, Citi FM and Citi TV, and the Ghana Health Service, to ensure that this facility is properly equipped with modern hospital accessories to operate efficiently and effectively. Ladies and gentlemen, let us recommit ourselves to the principles of collaboration, compassion, and shared responsibility. Let us harness the spirit of unity that has brought us here today to tackle the challenges that lie ahead and to build a better future for our compatriots in Mepe. On this note, I'm happy to disclose that the Chamber is also funding the construction of 2 sets of 10-unit toilet facilities for the people of Mepe. This project is being undertaken by local contractors under the supervision of the Mepe Development Association. at a cost of 400,000 cedis. It is our hope that these facilities will soon be completed for the benefit of the good people of Mepe. In conclusion, I'd like to express my heartfelt gratitude to members of the Ghana Chamber of Mines, particularly the large-scale producers who have contributed to the realization of this project. I also want to thank Citi FM and Citi TV for providing the platform for stakeholders to come together to support this wonderful project. But let me also thank the people of Mepe. It's because you welcomed us here. That is why we have what is here. It's because you contributed with your labor. That is why we have what is here. It's because your leaders and your MP showed face and showed faith in the people. That is why we have what we have here. So thank you very much. Akpena Mikata, and long live this facility providing healthcare to everyone in this community and beyond. Akpena Mikata.
So that was Joshua Mototi, the president of the Ghana Chamber of Mines. Also present at the event, of course, was a member of parliament for North Tong, the Honorable Okujeto Ablakwa. He described the project as a critical intervention that will make a great impact in the lives of his constituents.
A few months ago, we were sad, we were traumatized, we were devastated, we were down, we were morose, we were crestfallen. We thought we had lost it all. We thought our destitution, our moment of darkness, will be long drawn out. But all those memories are fading away. And today, we are gathered in celebration. We are gathered in great joy to commission what is a testament of partnership, a testament of collaboration, a testament of compassion. So the old memories are fading away, and we are ushering in a new era of hope, a new era of good health, a new era of transformation. And we say, Mau Nejirami. May the good Lord bless Citi Foundation and bless the Ghana Chamber of Mines. We are eternally grateful. Our gratitude has no boundaries. We did not expect this very generous and kind gesture. What we are commissioning here today, please let us put it in proper context. The Mepe traditional area, in all of its existence for centuries, has never had a health center. We have only managed with chiefs compounds that were submerged during the spillage. We have had to depend on the Bator Catholic Hospital. This is the first time that we are getting a health center on this scale. And the location is so strategic. From our friends in Umaru Sanders' hometown, Shai Osudoku, all the way to Agbetikpo, to Aveime, all the way to Dove, and Dove is in Central Tong, to Degome. This facility is going to serve this catchment, which has more than 60,000 people who are going to depend on this facility. So it's so strategic. Where we are now, it will interest you to know that the only secondary school in the Mefe traditional area, Mefe St. Kizito Senior High School, which is just about 100 meters from here. They don't have a hospital facility. They don't have a sick bay, properly so-called. All we have been doing is organize medical outreaches for them every now and then. Now, our staff and students of Mefe St. Kizito Senior High School can also benefit from this facility. And so you can understand why the headmaster of Mefe St. Kizito Senior High School said that today he will declare a Sanla holiday, not only for Sanla, but also for Citi Foundation and Ghana Chamber of Mines to come and witness this commissioning. And that's why they are here with their students in their numbers. Then the Education Directorate. There are 6 traditional areas making up the North Tong constituency: Bato, Mefe, Volu, Fojoku, Togome, and Dofo. We have a sharing arrangement of government facilities. So the district capital is in Bato, but under the arrangement, which is a very nice understanding, which builds cohesion and keeps our community thriving in peace and tranquility, we decided that Mefe will host the Education Directorate. The District Education Director also wants me to place on record that the Ghana Education Service is so grateful that they will also benefit from this health center we are commissioning today. So what we are doing here today has enormous significance. And I'm sure the reason why Bato Catholic Hospital is also so excited is that for a long time they have been concerned about the pressure. Every medical condition is on them. Our primary health care is weak and non-existent in a lot of communities. By the commissioning of this project, we are going to ease the pressure on Bato Catholic Hospital, and we can take care of cases that can be managed here in Mefe without covering the distance all the way to Bato. As people of faith, I am happy that today is a very important day on the Islamic calendar. And as Christians, as traditionalists, we all know that in the Bible, it is James who tried to simplify everything for us, who tried to define for us what true religion is. And in the Bible, James chapter 1, verse 27, James gives us that definition, that true religion is to take care of the afflicted, is to take care of the fatherless, is to take care of widows, take care of the downtrodden. That really is the essence of true religion. And so we are inspired by what Citi Foundation and the Ghana Chamber of Mines have done. Citi could have reported the news, and we will have appreciated that. That's all really they are mandated to do. Media houses, they keep reminding us they exist to inform, educate, and entertain. And they will have completed their mandate. And we will have even gone to thank them that they didn't keep our tragedy in the dark. They reported on it. But beyond their mandate of reporting, they decided to go the extra mile to mobilize their listeners, to reach out to corporate Ghana, and to draw up a plan. And I dare say that the design I have seen today, this design ought to be adopted as the model design for health centers across our country. I am amazed to hear that Citi Foundation did not rely on the very expensive, big-name architects, because you are doing a humanitarian effort. You can't invest the money in big names. They mobilize young architects. Some of them, I'm told, after national service. They are even still doing national service. Can you believe that? Still doing national service. I want them to rise and let's applaud them. Let's celebrate our architects. Wow. Yeah. Except that I'm told you didn't go to Presec. That's the only negative point. Ogasco boys. So, incredible. Young architects, and I just love this design. As Member of Parliament, on a weekly basis, virtually, you receive requests. The cheap compound that you came to open for us, or that government has come to build, now we want you to come and construct bungalows for the midwives, for the nurses. There are no accommodation facilities. But with this design that these young architects have done, they have incorporated bungalows for the medical practitioners. And not one, not two, not three, four. 4 bungalows. And I love the integration. So health workers can just move right from their rooms into the facility to work. And tell me that this is not going to attract more health workers to Mafa and to Northtown. Because you know that if you come and work in this nice, inspiring environment, you have accommodation guaranteed. And the accommodation too is not far away, that you have to buy fuel. And as an opposition MP, let me remind the DC that the fuel prices are going up too much these days. So when you come and work here, you don't have to worry about the hikes in fuel prices. You can actually come without your car, and you will work very comfortably because of this design. So I am overjoyed. I am so excited about the design. And Togbeo Mama, when you go for the tour, you'll be really impressed at how many facilities are in this building.
Member of Parliament for Northtown Okujeto Ablakwa, speaking at the event earlier today, where Citi FM, Citi TV, with assistance from the Chamber of Mines, Ghana Chamber of Mines, unveiled a state-of-the-art health facility with bungalow facility or staff bungalows at Mefe in the Northtown constituency of the Volta region. Station's effort was part of station's effort to bring some reprieve to persons who were affected by the Akosombo Dam spillage of last year. This is how we conclude today's edition of Eyewitness News. Came to you live from our studios here at number 11, Dr. Martin Lupin at Dabraka in Accra. The show has been produced by Nana Kwabna Wilson, Beverly London, and Sami Wiafi. Earlier you heard Eno Safo. Social media support given by Edwin Kwakofi. Kwashi and Daniel Norte provided technical assistance. My name is Selom Adonu. Up next is Face to Face with Umaru Sanda Amadu. Don't go away.